September 1st, 2026. I wish you very nourishing, very generative this year. I wish you this year where you can grow and expand. And yesterday, celebrating, welcoming this new year, something came into my mind. I realized that it's been like around maybe 5-ish, maybe even 6 years where I celebrate, where I welcome New Year, the very moment of the New Year, like 12 a.m. alone. So some years I have been between big groups of people, like in big parties, and some years I actually have spent at home. But even when I'm with big groups of people, for 12 a.m. I really like to be alone. I distance myself and I have this moment, even if it's just for a few minutes, and sometimes it has been for an hour, and think about like my intentions, think about what happened the last year and in which ways I have grown and stretched myself. I think about how I want to expand and how courageously I want to walk through life during the year that's in front of me. And I feel that very often when we are in the middle of those celebrations, big groups or small groups, that very moment where I think it's the most important, I mean, it is important to become more embodied, to become more present. And in those moments when we, in a way, should be the most present, the most embodied, we are the least present. For me, I have realized that for me, that's what I like. I spent the whole day yesterday setting my goals for the upcoming year. And it felt so therapeutic. I spent really several hours doing that, and I went to the gym, and today it's such a beautiful sunny day. And I realized that I love spending and welcoming the new year alone. Like, I love it. But I very often, the same as my birthday, and very often there is this societal pressure almost around celebrations, around different celebrations, that we have to do something. Even though we don't feel like it, even though we would like much more to spend this time with ourselves or with the people closest to us. And I'm making this video, why? Because I want to remind you that, like, act in according to your heart. Like listen to your heart. What would be the thing that would bring you the most joy? And sometimes you have to experiment with that. For example, me, like, sometimes not listening to my own heart and going with societal pressure, I have discovered that actually I feel empty and I don't feel fulfilled during those big celebrations. I don't feel fulfilled waking up in the morning in a big castle where we had a party and see everyone being hangovered. The thing that fulfills me is to wake up energized, is to meditate after 12 a.m. I usually meditate like when the new year comes. Is to feel amazing on the first day of the new year, is to feel the way I would like to spend the rest of my year. That's what makes me fulfilled. Whereas there is such a this, like, people trying to live more healthy, people trying to be more present, people trying to develop like a greater connection with themselves and with others, but at the same time, for the big celebrations, we buy this like enormous amounts of booze, and like we start the year opposite of how we actually would like to live it. Whether it's a new year, like the calendar year, or maybe it's your birthday. So I am making, it's so sunny, such a beautiful day. I am making this video as literally as a reminder, listen to your heart. And there will be times where you're gonna act against your heart, and that's okay. That's a feedback. That's not a failure. That's like a lesson, and notice it. And next time you will know what's actually important for you, and don't let anyone to tell you how you're supposed to live your life, because so many of my friends, and I mean, I cherish them, and I know that they did from their heart because they love me and they care about me and invite me on all these like beautiful parties and gatherings, which is wonderful. But at the same time, it also creates pressure in me, almost like, am I doing something wrong? Am I wrong that I want to welcome this moment in a different way than majority of people. And this feeling, and it can feel quite lonely. It can feel, yeah, quite lonely, and that it may be that you are wrong. You're not wrong. You're never wrong if you live in alignment with your heart. You're never wrong if you live in alignment with your heart. And I wish you to spend every year of this year and for the many upcoming years living in alignment with your heart and doing that which nourish you, even if that's something opposite than majority of people from your groups of friends and communities would like you to do. So, very happy New Year. Actually, Happy New Year. No, this is my friend said me Happy New Year. And I'm like, no, it's actually like, it's a very stupid wish. Why? Because stupid, it's a silly wish. Why? Because I wish you a year of growth. You know, it's not gonna be happy. Growth is uncomfortable, growth is hard. So instead of like wishing like Happy New Year, and then when things get hard, we get frustrated because it's like, what is wrong? Why it's hard? There's nothing wrong when things are hard. We need friction in life to grow. So I wish you strength to go through that friction that inevitably happens when you are doing something that contributes to your inner growth, to your inner mastery. I wish you courage. I wish you supportive environment around you, people who support the excellence within you, the potential within you, instead of those people who want you to stay small because they don't want to grow themselves. And it's just more comfortable when we have a company in our smallness. So be committed to create inner fulfillment within you. That's the message. And have courage to live in alignment with your heart.